June 16th, and we are on vacation. Special edition of Stand Tall. We're going to be diving into Taigong's 6 secret teachings. There is quite a bit here, so I'm just going to go ahead and read the introduction for the 6 secret teachings. So what we're going to do on a strategic retreat through our life, or we're going to do a strategic retreat into some more teachings. Introduction. In 1080 CE, Emperor Shenzhen of the Song, 1067 to 1085, canonized what will become known as the 7 military classics. These 7 texts, Taigong's 6 secret teachings, the methods of the Sima, the art of war, Wu Zi, Wei Lao Zi, 3 strategies of Huang Taigong, and questions and replies between Emperor Taizong of Tang and General Li Jing, form the cornerstone of Chinese military tradition. Taigong's 6 secret teachings is structured around the dialogue between a ruler, King Wen of the Zhou, and an advisor, the obscurely named Taigong. It illustrates how warfare and strategy were part of larger concerns of morality in the state, something true of all the 7 military classics. However, upon closer inspection, the reader will notice that Taigong's 6 secret teachings has marked differences to its fellow texts. The earliest scholarly suppositions held Taigong's 6 secret teachings to be the oldest of the 7 military classics, dating it to the end of the Jiang Dynasty and start of the Zhou, and assigning it to the character of Jiang Ziya, who is sometimes identified as the Taigong of the text. If this were the case, it would make it one of the oldest extant texts in all of Chinese history. Even by the time of the Han Dynasty, the idea that Taigong's 6 secret teachings was of such ancient provenance was viewed as spurious, and overwhelming evidence, language, content, and philology suggests that the earliest era to which it can be dated is the Warring States, which is 5th century BCE to 221 BCE. This would also mean that its attribution to Jiang Ziya is inaccurate, and while some modern scholars suggest that it is the product of ministers of the state of Qi, a claim also made for the Wu Zi and Wei Lao Ji, determining attribution remains impossible for this text. The text has similarities to the Shang Shu, a revered classical text which formed the basis of education throughout East Asia in structure. This dialogical mode of argument is seen in other texts of the 7 military classics, and is indeed common in warring state texts such as the Mencius. But this is not a one-sided dialogue featuring the advisor admonishing the ruler. Rather, the dialogue is a conversation between both characters, a feature more common in the Shang Shu. The language used in topics of conversation have the decided flavor of text from the warring states. However, in contrast to the somewhat cryptic pre-classical Chinese of the Shang Shu, the 6th section of Taigong's 6 secret teachings also suggests similarity to the Wu Zi or Wei Lao Ji, which are equally terse. However, the terseness of those texts is argued to be the result of other sections having been lost. While the 6 of Taigong's secret teachings constitute a complete set, their titles even mirroring each other. The somewhat whimsical names of the sections, Civil Secret Teaching, Martial Secret Teaching, Dragon Secret Teaching, Tiger Secret Teaching, Leopard Secret Teaching, and Dog Secret Teaching, evoke similarities to other conceptual systems of 6 common in the warring states, such as the 6 arts. These titles also employ the terms civil and martial, a binary conceptual pair that becomes a dominant concept by the Han, and the 4 animal names evoke other conceptual sets of 4, such as the 4 mythical beasts, of which a dragon and tiger are also members. That the text is written as a complete set rather than the assemblage of multiple and multivocal texts is highly suggestive of a very late warring states and even Han origin, particularly with the conceptual terms of the titles. However, the content of each section resonates well with the many other philosophical texts produced during the warring states. Like other texts of the 7 military classics, it demonstrates strong concern for morality and statecraft as the main means of military victory. Morality and statecraft. Even here, though, Taigong's 6 secret teachings offer its own nuance. This text's conceit is that it is helping King Wen plan to overthrow the Shang Dynasty, and thus discusses many issues from the point of view of dynastic turnover, something rarely voiced elsewhere. The first 2 sections of the text establish the conceit that is about Taigong aiding King Wen in his overthrow of the Shang. Providing justifications for military actions in such situations, these sections are concerned with morality as essential for virtuous rulers and thus virtuous states, and also the need to punish and end those who lack morality. As with other texts of the 7 military classics, avoidance of outright engagement is often encouraged if victory can be secured through other methods. The third section, the Dragon Secret Teaching, engages in discussion of military and state organization, a common topic of discussion among the 7 military classics. This section is notable for paying attention to how agents in these organizations communicate and the need to maintain strict and hierarchical lines of communication to ensure victory. The fourth section, Tiger Secret Teaching, discusses a variety of topics mainly related to logistics and devotes a fair amount of space to discussing how best to provide material support and command troops. It focuses less on achieving victory in battle and more on how best to extricate oneself from precarious situations. The fifth section, Leopard Secret Teaching, engages in a detailed discussion of terrain and how a commander may use it to their advantage. In contrast to the fourth section's focus on ensuring that no commander is bogged down in difficult situations, this section argues that a good commander ensures that the opposing force is always disadvantaged by the terrain. The final section, Dog Secret Teaching, is somewhat diverse in its scope, discussing a range of technical realities in warfare. Its attention to mounted units such as cavalry is often cited as a marked anachronism, undermining claims that the text is of ancient origin. Like many of the 7 military classics, this section advises against challenging a strong or clearly better prepared opponent and advocates waiting for more opportune times to strike. This translation has embraced the more whimsical elements of the story to convey the somewhat profound and esoteric tone that exists in the original, something intended by its makers as fitting for discussion between 2 famed and ancient military heroes. Additionally, it provides the reader with a strong understanding of the overall arguments, adjusting some of its more technical and context-specific terms to be more apparent for the lay reader. Justin Winslet, University of Cambridge. All right, so that ends the introduction. First is going to be Chapter 1, Civil Secret Teaching, which we're going to dive into next.